Good evening, everybody. Our last tutorial went ahead and set up our attack animation, so you can see right here, he swings and he hits. In this tutorial, we're going to look at setting up our running animation. We already have a walk, but it's good to have something a little bit faster than a walk, so walk and then a run. Let's go ahead and change this to, first make sure we save. Make sure we open up your bind pose. Okay, so here we are, we have our bind pose, and you're probably wondering why we're not using our walk cycle animation for our run, and the reason is a run is very distinct than a walk. They're really two different things. And if you try to use your current walking animation and convert that into a run, there's more steps you have to go through to clean up than if you were to just start over. So we're going to start from here, go in the side view. Same basic principles apply. We still have a stride, a squish, passing frame, and then another stride. But our character is going to be positioned more forward, and there is a point where both feet are off the ground, because a run is kind of a leap, kind of a jump, and you'll see how that goes. I'm going to take the hip position. I'm going to rotate that forward, because when you run, you're usually pitched quite forward. I'm going to take looks like my left leg here. Yep, left hip. I'm going to rotate that. This is going to be my down position. And then my right leg, I'm going to bring that up just a little bit. And this is actually going to, I'm actually going to bend the knee up as well. Like so. Make sure I'm on frame 1. And for my runs animation, we're moving a little bit faster, so I'm going to actually drop this down to 24 frames. Same kind of rules apply for the arms. So with my right leg, or my left leg forward, my left arm is back. So I'm going to move it down and then back. And then my right arm is going to be forward. Okay. It's a little bit too forward. And I will move my character. Oops, wrong joint. Make sure I have the hip there, or the pelvis joint. So my character is going to be sort of here. And you can see in this position for our stride, we're not touching the ground. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and key that. And you can be a little bit closer to the ground. We just don't want to be on the ground. We want to be just off the ground. Select all by type, joints. On our bind pose, we didn't have any frames set, so it's okay. We'll just go ahead and key frame 1, so that's the S key. And then 24, we'll hit the S key. I'm going to go ahead and go to File, just so I don't save over my bind pose. I'm going to save as. And we're going to call this Run. Don't want to get too far ahead of myself, you know. So on frame 12, we're going to do kind of the same thing. We're going to swap our legs out and swap our arms. So this leg's forward. I'm going to go ahead and open up Notepad, clear this out. I only care about the rotation, so I'm going to take the Y rotation of that leg, put it here, and grab the Y rotation of that leg. So I'm grabbing the other leg now. And there's that one. This knee is 0, this knee is bent, so I'll take the right knee. The right knee is there. Okay. And we'll swap. So on 12 here, I'm going to give that knee position to this knee. This knee will be 0. The right hip will be forward. So just look at which one's which. The right hip is currently 40, so I need that to be minus 71. The left hip is currently minus 71, so I want that to be 40. Okay, now if I scrub through, we kind of see that. Let's get our arms changed. I need the, okay, and clear those out. I need the Y position and the Z position for my rotation there. And paste that one in. And then the other arm, my right arm. My right arm has several positions set, so I'm going to do the X, the Y, and the Z. For this arm here, its X position is 0. If you want to remember it, you can just type it in. It's just 0. And I'm going to swap this. So this arm is going to get 76. And that's going to be minus because I'm going to go the other direction, right? Like that. And this one is going to be 75. And minus 75 looks correct. And then take minus 41, drop it in. Minus 41. That looks like it's twisting too far, so I'm going to change that minus to a positive. There we go. Better. On this one, it is currently 76, so it needs to be 0. So we'll just type 0 for the X. I need 46 here. And then for the Z value, minus 28. So go ahead and drop that in. And I'm going to change it to a positive 28. There we go. Whoops, wrong number. There we go. Better. Not exactly a run, but we're getting there. Okay. Same kind of problem. We have from here, and then we have our crossing frame, right? Our passing frame is actually going to happen a little bit differently. So we do still have the passing, which happens right around here-ish, right? But this foot touches the ground right about here. So boom, boom. It's going to hit the ground, and our weight's going to shift forward. That leg's going to carry through to there. I'm actually looking for when the foot makes its contact. We would actually be lower, like physically we would be lower. So I'm going to take the hip down. Unlike in the previous, where the leg continues to swing backward, this leg has to absorb shock. So we're going to actually have this leg come up just a bit, and then I'm going to take the knee down just a tad. Let's take this hip. So from here to there, right? I think I'm going to shorten that frame so we don't have that curl. And then we have our passing frame. So right about there, we're going to be coming up. So bringing the hip up, or the pelvis up, bring that up here. So from here, down, and then we're striding out again. In this position, we're hitting the ground. This leg's going to swing forward. So right there, this leg is more up. And you can see we can probably make this whole animation a little bit shorter. But you can see we're hitting the ground and we're digging. Let's go ahead and select all by type. I am going to move this frame, so I'm going to go ahead and hit Shift and hit frame 3, move it back. There we go. Bam. So let's get that hit for this leg. So right here at frame 13, we're going to take the body down the same way. So I'm going to go up to the pelvis. I'm going to copy the pelvis. Frame 13, I'll paste the pelvis in. The position for the legs has to be adjusted now. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this leg. Tear these off. Alright, so we have this Y value. And just in case, we know the top, so the X and the Z are 0, just type those in. The knee for this is, well, we'll do the hip. We'll just do the hips for now. This hip is set to minus 35. And that's also 0, 0, so that kind of helps out. And then here at this position, position 13, we're going to do some swapping, right? So this one needs to be forward. That's true. I'm going to take negative 78, drop that in to our right hip. You can see a keyframe dropped in. I'm going to go ahead and grab the negative or the positive 35 there. Take my left hip, drop that in, and go to frame 2. Okay, so frame 2 for our left leg, we have negative 38 or positive 38. Sorry. Go ahead and clear this off. So we got Y value is 38. And this knee is 37. I'm going to jump back to frame 13. And so my right leg, I want this to be 38. So I'll grab 38, select my right knee, plug that value in. There I am, I'm hitting the ground. And that should look similar. It does. And then the left leg, I'm going to take the other value, 37, drop that in, make sure I'm on frame 13. There we go. So you can see between frame 12 and 13, we have a difference between 1 and 2. 1, I'm higher in the air than I am on 2, right? So 1, go ahead and grab the hip here, or the pelvis. My Y translation is 14. Here on 12, it should also be 14. So I'm going to select, I'm going to copy the Y position. go ahead and paste that in. All right, so now we can do the frame 6. So frame 6, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 17 is where our target's going to be. Let's grab frame 6. Let's find out what legs need to be where. So left hip is minus 36 and then 0, 0. Right hip is minus 19. And while I'm here, I'll grab the knees. So I got 37 and 64, or 62. So these are the hips, these are the knees. Okay, so left knee, I'm going to go to frame 17. If we consider the order of operations, we want these to be opposite of what they were. So 19 was the right leg from 6, so 19 needs to be the left leg on 17. So there's that one. And then we need minus 36 to be the hip. And then we have, this was the right knee, so now it's going to go on the left. And then this 37 was on the left knee, and it will now go on the right knee. I see a discrepancy. 62, yes. And 37. 62 and 37, okay. That's weird. The right leg should be 62. Left leg should be 37. And then here, left leg should be 62 and right leg should be 37. Okay. And then the hip, let's take the hip, or the pelvis value. Pelvis is currently that. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the pelvis and paste that on 17. So just from here, let's see what we have. A bit of a jitter. Now that jitter is actually caused by the last frame, and we'll fix that later. Let's take a look at the arms, just to save it one time. So same deal. We have, I'll go ahead and just turn to the right arm. When left leg is forward, right arm is, or when left leg is forward, right arm is forward. But unlike a swing from gravity, these arms pull back with some force. So right around here, this arm, right on frame 2, this arm needs to come down very abruptly with the elbow up. Okay, bam, and then swing back. Pull that back to 12, and then at position 12, these should be what they were here, so they should be back to 0. And then I'll copy that over in just a second. So on the left arm is going to swing forward on frame 2. It's going to come forward just a little bit, and we're actually going to bring that. So down, and then on the up. Now, this arm usually carries more forward, but I'm going to leave it as it is right now. Let's do the other side. So on frame 12 for this arm, it should be back to there. Frame 13 needs to copy what's over on this position. So this shoulder, go ahead and clear these out. We've got we'll take the left shoulder, X, Y, and Z value. And then we'll take the right arm, X, Y, Z. Go to 13. And then on 13, paste in the left arm's position. So left arm, just to clear, we're pasting the left arm's position to the right arm. And that's coming in. And then this one. And that needs to be a positive number. And then I'm going to paste the right arm values into the left. That should be a negative. There we go. Grab that negative value. It's better. That arm's forward, that arm's back. It looks about right. Let's check the elbow. So on 2, left elbow is 62. And clear these out. And then right elbow is 66. Let's go back to 13. So we already have. So I'm going to paste the left elbow in on the right. That's our Y value. I'm going to take the right value and plug that in. Like that. So we do have a bit of a jitter. Looks more like we have a situation where we just have too many frames. So I'm going to go ahead and select all joints, and I'm going to take frame 6. I'm going to keep an eye on my count here. I'm going to take frame 6, make sure I have all joints selected. Actually, I'm going to go through and just do a quick keyframe. So on frame 1, I'll hit S. Frame 2, I'll hit S. 6, I'll hit S. 12, then 13. 17, and then 24. Just so I don't miss any joints, I don't have any weird results. I'm going to take frame 6, I'm going to hold down the Shift key, click on 6, I'll drag this down to 4. I'll then take 12, I'll bring that down to 7, 13, let's bring that to 8. So 17 is going to go to 10, and then 24 will go 3 off of that. So 24, let's see, 4, 5, 6, and then on 7, and then there, so 13. I'll drop this down to 13 frames. Still a little bit too hard on that pop, but the pace is better. Alright, so I'm going to take the spine. When we hit the ground, we do need the character to kind of bounce a little bit, so we're going to take this spine. I'm going to go ahead and rotate forward just a tad. And I'll take the next joint, I'll rotate that forward just a tad. The head, I'm going to rotate back because he always wants to keep an eye on where he's going. So, bam. For spine 1, we're going to go down to frame 8. So spine 1, go ahead and copy. On frame 2, I'm going to go ahead and paste it on frame 8. Go to spine 2, frame 2, I'll copy it, paste it on frame 8. And then the head joint, or the neck joint on spine 2, or on frame 2, will be on frame 8. So that should be consistent. It's a little bit too fast. Let's make this 18 frames. We'll take this last frame. Oh, don't forget to select all. You want to make sure you select all. Select all by type, joints. We'll take frame 13. Once again, before we actually take any of these, let's make sure we keyframe all of them. Just in case something shifted. I'm going to go ahead and take 13 all the way to 18. Okay. 9 will be the halfway point, so I need to figure out where to put the next one. I think I'll go down to 13 here. So 7 and 8 are going to be 9 and 10. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3. So 3 is going to skip a frame to 4. And then from 4, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 frames. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 frames. And that will work. I know we have an extra frame between 17 and 18. That's not going to be an issue. But 13 should be closer. Let's see. Actually, I'll take 4 to 5. Typically, we cut the last frame from the animation anyway. I'm not going to delete it, but I'm going to show you what we do. So we take, right here on frame 18, well, assuming that's my last frame, if I type in 17, when I play this, it'll only play through 17, and that hard jitter that we had is not there. We do have the hitting the ground. We have some extra weight from that, but that part's kind of intended. Other things that we should adjust naturally would be the hips. So I'm going to take the hips from position 1. They do have to rotate, so hips are going to rotate forward, right? And then I'm going to copy position 1. I do need frame 18 open, so let's go ahead and open that up. I will paste that on frame 18, and that's my X rotation, so I'm going to copy the X rotation from frame 1. I'll go to frame 9. I will paste in the rotation for the X. That's going to be a positive number this time. So now we have the hips kind of turning. Now you can see that there's a big difference between frame 1 and 2 when they hit the ground. We can adjust the hip on here as well. So it's 6 here, maybe like a -3. ish. Copy that. And then on this one, I'll paste that in. So we hit, and then we start rotating, and then we hit, and we start rotating. Okay. What else? Let's see. We need to have the torso turning. So on frame 1, when that arm is forward, I'm actually going to use the spine 3 again. I'm going to turn the body. Whoops, too many parts. I'm going to turn this way. I'll go ahead and copy that. Paste that on 18. And then on frame 9, I'm going to just copy the value. I'll paste that in. And it will be a negative value. Go the other way. And then just from the front, I'm going to take a quick look, just because time. This arm does swing out. You can see how the arm is a little bit out, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull that down. That should be good. And of course, you could copy these over on the other arm. I'm just going to go to 13 real quick. And I'm just going to move it down manually. It's okay to have a little bit of asymmetry. We don't all move the same way, so I'm going to go to my side view here. So what I'm going to do here, of course we still have that bit of a jitter. To try to reduce that, I'm going to add that frame back in. So make sure we select all. So select all by type, joints. Go ahead and do a quick S key on all of these. I'm going to grab frame 2, I'm going to hit shift and then click, and I drag it to position 3. And let's see, that's better. And then frame 10, I'll take that to frame 11. Let's see how that looks. I'm going to call it here just because of time, but as you can see, you can be animating these for quite a while, and this is a simple character anyway. So I'm going to stop here, make sure we select all by type, joints, and clear out any unused frames. So edit, delete by type, delete static channels. Okay, I'm going to save it once more. And in the next tutorial, we'll look at how to actually take these into Unreal, get them all exported, and then start setting them up. All right, and I'll see you guys in the next video.